What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back better than ever. You already know. Like I told Alfred, I took a break, but I am happy to be here.
Welcome back, homie.
We got some good videos, some good content that we're about to discuss. And right here, I'm joined with my boy Ernest and Isaac and Alfred, and we are ready to start this show because truth hurts, but it will not change. So let's get it.
There's only one truth.
That's right. Welcome, fellas. Hey, thank you so much for joining. Hey, welcome back, Eli, man. We missed you, bro. It was like, yeah, you had to be in the wilderness. Hey, you know what? It's a good thing when we're out in the wilderness, bro. Sometimes we just need some guy, right? I've done this before where I just unplug myself, step back, just look at everything I can't control and just let it go, bro. Let it hit the wall and then see what happens. I
think I was discouraged a little bit. Like I forgot to tell you guys this, but I think what pissed me off even more is how Republicans just signed a bill to spend more money in Ukraine. That was just like, oh, bro, I'm gonna take a break. So, like you said, I just wanted to step back, let my brain rest a little bit from all this information, and then say, you know what, come back stronger, give yourself some time, trust the Lord, and we'll go from there. So, but yeah, go ahead, guys. Whoever.
Yeah, what's up, guys? So I lied last episode. I said I wasn't going to be here because I'm in Arizona for work, but we make it happen, guys. We adapt and we just figure it out. So I'm out here right now in Arizona for the week, missing the wife, missing the family, but definitely this works out, guys, because when you're out traveling for work in the afternoons, it gets kind of lonely. So I'm like, hey, Alfred, we need to figure something out. I'm sure I can remote in, but here we are, guys. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Great to see Eli back. We were talking about this before, and definitely, man, it's we got to find a balance in life, and we, unfortunately, we do these podcasts, and necessarily we want to try to get informed, but we got to be smart. And like we talked about our first episode, our intention isn't to be combative. Right. We understand that some people are just a lost cause, if you will, for lack of a better term. We want to reach our target audience are people that want to be reasonable, people that are open-minded, people that can respect a different point of view. And we need more of that, right? And, we're wrong sometimes. You guys could go back to some of the past episodes and I got the name of the podcast wrong. Right? So we're not perfect. We're not always right. So yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's see. We'll get into this here. Go ahead, Ernest. I'll let you get on this.
Yeah,
you got to say.
Your boy Ernest back, better than ever. But just to touch base on that, man. Yeah, I was telling the guys same thing, man. I'm only here to not necessarily change people's minds. I'm definitely not here to argue and be a keyboard warrior and just say, hey, let's duke it out with words. No, man. My whole intention is just to, say my piece, say what I got to say, things that I've seen across the board and just all the research that I do. It's like, hey, look, I'm just there to plant the seed. If you want to have a conversation, we can. Cool. I'm not going to argue with you, but the whole point is to open up your mind to something different. And just kind of get you to deep dive into different areas of what we see, So it's not necessarily. I don't think any of us do this podcast just so we can come on here and rant and just talk some stuff. But I think it's just mainly to open up the target audience who does come on here and just decides to have a different point of view and maybe open up their mind to something different and have conversation and then I don't know, go from there.
Yeah, man. So listen, guys, we're going to start this off with fire. All right.
Let's go.
Nayib Bukele, that president is the freaking man. Okay. And so we're going to play this clip right now. And man, guys, it's listening to this is a dream would be a dream come true here in America to have a president like this.
If it happened,
am I right? So we're gonna play this. It's in Spanish. I think there's subtitles on this video. We're not even gonna play the whole conversation because this guy. Go back and look it up and listen to everything this guy had to say. But we're gonna play. We're gonna play a clip and get to the gist, and we're gonna talk about it. Go for it, Alfred.
see it.
Aproximadamente 3 días voy a pedir una licencia a la Asamblea Legislativa para dedicarme a la campaña y no voy a estar en funciones como presidente, digamos. Yo quería hacer una reunión antes para ver un par de temas que creo que son importantes. No sé si algunos pensarán de alguna manera, bueno, el presidente no va a estar tan involucrado, entonces vamos a poder hacer esto o lo otro. Y va a ser al revés, en el sentido de que vamos a incrementar la fiscalización sobre los quehaceres del gobierno y de las carteras. De lo que de aquí para atrás y por supuesto de aquí para adelante. De hecho, como pueden ver ustedes, todos los que estamos aquí reunidos son parte del Ejecutivo, del órgano ejecutivo, que es el del cual yo estoy encargado, a excepción de una persona. Es el fiscal general que está aquí, él no es del Ejecutivo. Y está acá por una razón bien sencilla. Y es porque le quiero pedir en público de que investiguemos a todos los que están acá.
There you go.
Yo me imagino que pues no hay ningún problema, ¿no? Wow. Hay una persona que me dijo una vez, mire, ¿y tú no le temes a la muerte? Yo le dije, no, pues claro, nadie se quiere morir.
Yep.
Yo no me quiero morir, pero yo sé que me voy a morir algún día, como todos. Si hay algo que no se puede escapar es de la muerte.
Facts.
Todos los que estamos aquí pues, en 100 años pues, no va a haber nadie vivo. Nadie. Ninguno de los que estamos aquí. Lo más probable es que nadie sabe cómo se llama el papá del abuelo de uno. Pero hay algo que yo sí tengo miedo. Y es a dejar un mal legado.
Facts.
Y hay presidentes, unos presos, otros fugitivos, pero la mayoría son recordados como ladrones. Yo no quiero ser recordado como el ladrón.
Oh, man.
Entonces yo no robo, porque no quiero ser recordado como el ladrón o el corrupto. Pero hubo un presidente, el presidente Duarte, que la gente decía en ese entonces, el presidente no es ladrón, pero se rodeó de ladrones. Y en algún momento representó una esperanza para el pueblo salvadoreño. Pero si acaso es verdad que él no robó, qué tonto fue. Porque él era la esperanza del pueblo. No tocó un centavo. Y manchó su legado por rodearse de ladrones.
There you go, bro. There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. That would be a dream come true right there.
Oh, yeah, so for those of you that don't know Spanish, although I know Spanish, but Salvador, there's some things in there it's hard to understand.
Yeah,
I know. I know exactly what he said. Yeah, it's different.
But you get it. Like, I know what he said, right? But
yeah, guys, for sure.
This guy is putting all these guys on notice. He's saying, "Look, bro. I'm going to paraphrase for those of you that don't speak Spanish." He basically told these guys, "Look,
that's crazy.
There's past presidents that have been presidents, and their legacy is that guy was a thief. We have presidents in the past that are currently in jail because they were corrupt and they were thieves, right? Mm-hmm. That's not going to be my legacy. Mm-hmm. We've had other presidents that have been presidents that weren't thieves, but were surrounded by thieves. And they left a legacy of being themselves not thieves, but surrounding themselves with thieves. Mm-hmm. That's not going to be my legacy, is what he said. His legacy is going to be being a president that not only wasn't a thief, but wasn't surrounded by thieves. Facts. So he's letting these guys know, all of us in here are in the executive branch except for one guy. And that's the guy he points to, which is their DA, their attorney. Yeah. Their AD, their attorney general. AG, sorry. Their attorney general. And he's gonna look at your past and your future, and everyone's here is gonna be held accountable.
Yeah, somebody better save that man's life.
Right. Protect that man at all costs, bro.
Protect that man at all costs. So I wonder, guys, I'm going to ask you guys this, because I think about this and I'm like, I started off by saying, man, it would be a dream come true to have a president that's going to do this. Do you guys think that Donald Trump would actually do this?
I'll leave that to you, Eli, first, and then I'll touch base on it after.
This is just my explanation, right, Isaac? And I'm going to say it like this, bro. I think, and this is just me, maybe, and this is why I don't bet. I don't do bets. Well, first of all, I'm a Christian, but second is these types of bets are risky because it's the same thing. People thought Trump wasn't going to win in 2016, right? People were like, this guy, oh, Hillary is in the bag. So I kind of liked him, but I didn't think he was going to win. I was like, yeah, he's good. He's calling out corruption. But I didn't see that he was going to win. I didn't believe so. I thought Hillary was going to take it because the popular vote and all that, right? So I was like, oh, and then when he started winning these states that were so powerful, I was like, oh my goodness, this guy's going to take it. Like, that's crazy. So with that being said, right, kind of diverted a little bit, but I just don't see it. I don't see him doing it because this is the thing, right? I don't see him doing it, not because I don't believe he can do it, but because the main thing right now, and you could see it, is in the media, bro. Once this man says something like that towards Congress or any of our government agencies, the media is going to straight up say, we told you so. Dictator.
He's a dictator.
Law.
Yeah.
Fascist. We told you this guy was going to do this. Not knowing, and like I was telling Ernest right here, is not knowing that he's doing it because of how Bukele is doing it. He wants to end corruption, but because we have liberal people in there and liberal college students saying, no, I read this in a book. This is a communist act. This is a fascist act. No, you idiot. He's trying to actually clean house. He's trying to get the people out, the corruption. But since people have developed so much hate towards him, have developed this stupid ideology of reading communist and socialistic books, quickly going to say that he's a communist or socialist or a dictator, like he's using this only to get more power, not realizing that maybe he's actually trying to clean house. So my answer is just, oh, go ahead, do the sound. I didn't know you had the soundboard, but
we did.
Yeah.
There you go.
We did, bro. We did.
My answer would be no, because I think he wouldn't want to show that image. But like I said, I was proven wrong about him not winning 2016, even though I wanted him to, but I didn't trust in the system yet. At that time, I didn't care. I thought Hillary was going to take it. So who knows? But I am right now, if I had to put it percentage-wise, Isaac, I'd say more 70% no, 30% yes, he can do it. If he gets the right people in that way of constitutionally using the military, because I think that's going to be his last push. In order for him right now to clean house, Isaac, I don't see it with Congress. Congress for sure is going to compromise. He would have to do it with the military, because the military was going to have to use, he's going to have to use constitutionally to clean house. You see with Bukele, a lot of Salvadorians, everyone was like, we're tired of these gangs. We're tired of this corruption. Right now, we're so divided that you have one side showing it, even on the media, that if he does any move like this to clean house, it's going to make him look like a fascist or dictator. So the only way he can rely on doing something like this, just the way I see it, because I don't sadly look at the justice system and all this, he'd have to either use the military and constitutionally use it smartly. So it's, for me, did I say 70? 70-30 right
70-30.
30% yes. Sorry if I took a while for that.
No, you're good. You're good.
But you were in the military too, so you know how that would work.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. No, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say just a full blown no, just because of how divided we are right now. And Eli touched base on every point. If he does decide to do it, it automatically you're gonna have the left be like, see, I told you he's a dictator. Mm-hmm. He's just like another Hitler or something stupid.
Mussolini.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he would do it just based on that. But not only that, my biggest thing for me, it would be because of how much corruption is in the U.S. in government. Yeah, as a whole, I think with all the corruption that we have going on, Isaac, is it's on deeper levels that we can even think of, man. Like, everybody knows about Hillary, and just the things that she does in itself, like there's a lot of shady dealing. So I just think that if he were moving in that direction, mind you, they're already trying to put this man in jail. So
the same justice system.
Yeah, the same justice system is trying to put this man in jail over words.
Right.
So let's say they do get him in jail. That's just an opening for them to, do a little some on the inside. I'm not going to say what it is out loud, but I'm pretty sure we can all.
An accidental suicide.
Exactly. They're gonna Jeffrey Epstein his ass, right, dude.
Jeffrey Epstein effect.
Yeah.
That's
so
Sorry. Just real quick, I'll let you go. But I don't think they could ever get away with making it seem like Donald Trump killed himself.
Oh, facts.
Nobody would ever believe that. Not even
but that's the thing though, Isaac, is that here's my problem with that is that
but I get your point. I just wanted to make that they could never get away with Donald Trump killing himself. Nobody would believe it.
Yeah, no. And that's for certain. But the thing is that we have become such weak people nowadays that we're not even willing to fight for. I don't think we'd be willing to fight for this, man, to say, hey, you know what? Like, let's go take to the streets. Like, if you look at all the left right now, dude, like they're
the ones that are fighting for their cause.
Yeah, exactly. They're fighting for their cause. They're out pushing people and, they're out, blocking people from certain things of what they can and can't do. And then, they pose it off as like, well, we're not touching anybody. We're not hurting anybody. So we're not really fighting, but we're fighting, So I think that mainly the right, dude, like I feel like people on the right do try to do the right thing and try to go about their things the right way as much as possible. So that's again why I think even if an accident happened to this man in jail,
people
wouldn't fight for it, man. So again, I don't think we would do it just based on that.
And sorry to go, just to add on, Isaac, I wanted to add on this. You know what other thing convinced me that he wouldn't do it? And like, it's funny how you mentioned the system is corrupt. Remember the election, right? Where and people need to realize you're allowed to question your election, no matter what side you're on. This isn't only conservatives can question. No, liberals, if they want to contest their election constitutionally, yes, you're allowed to believe. If you believe your election was stolen, great, believe it. But this is the main thing where I saw that the system is dirty in and of itself. Remember William Barr? When he presented this accusation to him, and that was the director of the FBI at the time, right? Or DOJ?
No,
correct me if I'm wrong. Who was that?
No. William Barr was the Attorney General.
Attorney General. Okay. Yeah. He brought it to him and said, hey, I believe there's election fraud and all this stuff. And the way Attorney General did the investigation and all that, even before he was saying this, he said, I don't believe there was election fraud, because I just don't see it that way. What did he say? I think he's just more mad that he lost. Right there, it doesn't matter what you feel. He gave you an order, do it. And if you actually don't find anything, that's it. I don't care about your opinion. But that's where I seen, like he said, going back to Ernest's point, that the system is so corrupt that they wouldn't want to put themselves in jeopardy because they probably have dirt on themselves. And that's where the no comes in about the government. It's like, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so for me, it's a little different than you guys. Because
he's being optimistic.
Yeah.
No.
I do like his optimism. I'll be honest. I'm a little.
Anybody that's been watching the last few podcasts,
you have a healthy distrust.
Yeah, you do. Know that the one criticism I have about Donald Trump is he supports rhinos and he's not going to drain the swamp. You have no evidence for it. Okay. So the reasons I say no is not for the reasons you guys are talking about, because first of all, I don't know anything about Salvadoran press. I would assume they're just as corrupt as our press. I don't know how this was reported in San Salvador. Are they calling him a dictator?
They did.
Possibly.
They did. Yeah. The first search that I came up on, they actually said the dictator of El Salvador, and I was like, dude, just because he's getting rid of the corruption that doesn't make him a dictator. He's just trying to clean house and do what he needs to do to get his country back together.
Yeah, and the thing is that, guys, look, it's scary because we don't know for sure, but when you watch the fact, to me, I look at it like this. Well, I'm gonna a couple of things. The reason I tend to believe that he's genuine about this is the things he said and the way he said it, right? Mm-hmm. It was kind of like a parable almost, the way he presented this thing. Like you had the good guy, the good president, the bad presidents, but these were the problems. Like a parable, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to have that legacy like I paraphrased. So to me, the way he presented it, the fact that he did it live on TV, okay, he didn't have to do that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this was live. Like this dude, like C-SPAN, okay? Kind of
that's crazy.
So the world,
just to let people know, like, bro,
totally transparent. He could have done this behind closed doors and not said anything. So if you were a dictator and you really had bad intentions, you would have done it behind doors.
Yeah,
you could have just gone straight to your guy and been like, hey, this is what you're going to do, right? Mm-hmm. And he walked out, and then it would have just been so, right? Mm-hmm. So the fact that he's transparent about it, to me, speaks volumes. So it gives him a lot of credibility. So the reason I don't think Trump's going to do it is not for the reason you guys are talking about. I don't think it's because of the media, because again, this is his second term. It's not like the guy has to behave himself to get reelected.
Yeah.
This is the time for you to freaking go, no hold bar, go
all out, bro.
Go all out and get it done.
George Washington 2.0 status, bro.
Yeah, but the reason I think is because we have evidence again, guys. How many rhinos has he supported? Let's look at the most recent example. Michael Johnson has a $91 billion bill, okay, and Trump supports it. Okay, guys, it's on the last podcast we had this conversation. I don't know if you've seen it, Eli, but we kind of addressed some of the reasons people are starting to not want to support him. And to me, everybody could go back to the last episode. I'm not going to beat on it. We still have to get behind the guy. He's still the best. His upside is far greater. Okay. My whole point, the upside is huge. Okay, guys, we know we're going to get no wars. We know that he's president. All these wars are done. Okay. It's a wrap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. They're over. We're good. Peace in the world. Okay, economy is going to get better. Cheaper gas is going to get cheaper, which means all of our good food, everything's going to get less expensive. Okay, That's all super awesome. Are you going to get your corruption going to get taken care of? Are people going to get investigated and actually put in jail?
No,
I doubt it. Okay?
Facts. Yep.
I doubt it. So again, because I can't look at anything to say he's actually supported the right guys. So I don't think he's going to get what needs to happen is get an attorney general that's actually not a rhino, that's actually going to do the job. I just don't see it happening. But that's my reason why, guys. So I agree with you that to me, I could go with you 70-30, I mean, hopefully I'm surprised. Hopefully.
The 70 is no, remember.
No, that's what I'm saying. 70, no, 30, yeah.
30 is just, like I said, I was just
a Hail Mary.
Same thing with the election.
that to me is a Hail Mary. I'm going to go ahead and just stick to no because I just think that there's so much corruption in the system itself.
There's just so much.
I just, it's hard for me to be.
You're going to be right. Don't even
worry. I mean,
be right.
it's so hard for me to be a believer in that sense because it's like, dude, like I would love for that to happen. Right. I would love for Hillary to be arrested right now. I would love for, just a bunch of things to go. I would love for them to throw out the Epstein list. We've been waiting for that for how many years now and still nothing. So it's
I would love for the FBI just to come and confirm that there's a laptop, bro.
I would love for the CIA to be destroyed. But that's
what I'm saying. Like the thing, like even like just Alfred, like what he just said, dude, like the fact that, the laptop, people on the right called it from the very beginning. And then they were like, hey, there's a laptop that Hunter Biden just took in. There's a bunch of crap on it. And then people from the left were like, well, no, we don't know if that's his laptop. And that's just a conspiracy. And it turned out months later to be true. And yet he's still not arrested. He's one of the only people that goes into for a hearing and is able to walk out with no consequences.
Bro, this guy just took cocaine to the White House.
I know. I touched base on that, dude. I was pissed. I'm like, dude, I don't care that you do it. I just want to be able to do it.
Look how free he is.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
the funny thing about the whole cocaine, bro, is that you go and shove it to the American people, bro. Bring a comedian and speak on it, and pretty much say that that he was the one who brought the cocaine to the White House. I don't know if you guys remember. Right now, a couple of days ago, there was a comedian guy that comes up on one of the presentations that he's doing, and he's pretty much telling the American people, like, it was me who brought the cocaine.
But no, that's again, that's what I'm saying, man. That's why I say 100% no, just because like I would love to be so optimistic to just even throw a 70-30 in there. I would hope for a 50-50, but I don't see that happening just because, again, our government is so corrupt. And then going back to your point, Isaac, is that this guy is the best that we have as of right now in order to kind of put things back into more of a direct, like, put our country back on track, man.
I'm going to go with a 99.9%. I'll leave that 1% as a yes.
I changed my mind.
Okay, so
it's kind of like Isaac said too right now earlier. What did he said? He said that supporting rhinos. How, like, I kind of agree. That's why I'm going to, because it is true. That's why I told you I got off Instagram, because it's like, okay, I get you. And I know, Alfred, we talked about this, but it's kind of like, bro, even though you're saying you don't like the left because of their corruption, but you kicking it with the guy who just said, I'm going to agree with the left to send money, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's
but you got. I agree with you. Listen, I agree with what you're saying. I understand that. Hey, listen, the flaws. At the end of the day, man, you got to understand. The art of war. You know what I mean? If you guys haven't read the book, bro, you guys got to read The Art of War. There's going to be a point in life where you need to compromise. Listen, you need to, some ways you just gotta, okay, I know what's going on here. Listen, if we go after this Mike Johnson out, right? Who do we bring in? Jeffries. Okay. Now we bring in Jeffries. Now they got full Congress, right? They have full control. They have full chaos. Full control of everything. At least now we can say, all right, let me get into the White House, right? Let me get in there, get me in there, and then I can start cleaning the house. Just like, what's his name?
I don't buy any of that argument, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Look at Millet. Look at Millet. Millet went in there. Look,
I agree with
bro. With all due respect, this is the problem I have with that. Because so you hear this think about,
sure, go for it.
You're gonna get something worse. Okay, that's what we're being told right now. Trump has so much. Well, let me preface it with this, okay? Trump has the platform, okay? If again, I go back, had he endorsed Jim Jordan when he was being nominated to be Speaker of the House, that would have had an impact. But you also need to understand. Look at what's going on with Jim Jordan and all these non-going away investigations. What's her name? We'll get to that.
Maria Bartiromo just called him out and said, "Dude, I'm tired of these freaking investigations that are leaving." You know what his answer was? Oh, well, we can't do anything. We could just expose them and then hoping that the DOJ acts. But bro, they don't control the DOJ. So it sits there.
I understand, and it gets frustrating, but really Jim Jordan is right though. See, that's the problem, guys, is that they don't have any enforcement power. All they can do is put stuff on record and expose it and put it out in public, right? Now, yes, couldn't they do more? Yes. For example, why aren't they subpoena? Why don't they put a subpoena on these judges that are going after Trump? They could do that, right?
They could, yeah.
Now, but all that. Which is good, but again,
cha-ching, because they're giving corrupt money.
But all that's going to do again is it's just going to be another investigation. It's going to be a lot of talking. People are just going to listen. It's a lot of exposure. It's on the record, but at the end of the day, they have no enforcement power. They can't put anyone in jail. Mm-hmm. So to a certain extent, I understand what Jim Jordan is saying. It's frustrating. Because then you think to yourself, like, what's the point of all of this then?
No, I see what you're saying, because so even if they decide to subpoena these judges, right, then there's just going to be another case and then another case and then another case. And so it's just going to be an ongoing investigation of thing after thing after thing after thing. Yeah. And it's just eventually, by the time we circle back to the first initial case, people would have already been like, nah, dude, it's not even a big deal. So,
it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah, it's not worth it anymore. So why even pursue it? So then we're just back to square one.
And the thing is, I'm not saying he shouldn't do it. I think they should. I think they should be going after and just harassing, just like the left does. Bring everybody, your mom and your sister.
Go to their house. Go to their houses, bro.
Go to their houses.
They're doing in the university.
Just understand that at the end of the day, though, that's all that's going to happen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All you're going to get is a hearing, and nobody's going to jail because they don't have that kind of authority or power. The attorney general needs to do that.
I get it.
Like I said, I'm more with I agree with both of your points. That I just think that Trump wouldn't do something like this, but I think I lean more on the just. I don't think he has it, bro, in him. I don't think he's, like, respectfully, the way I say it, and if you are gonna hate what I'm saying, then I don't care. Go cry somewhere else. I still haven't seen the dog in him to say, man, it is what it is, and if the country's gonna have to fight again civilly, then so be it, but all in the name of liberty, then yeah, I don't think Trump has that spirit in him. I think he has more he does love America, but I don't think he has what it takes to say, like Bukele. I don't think he has that dog in him to say, bro, I don't care.
Bro.
Like Bukele even said, if I die, so be it. I'm going to die either way. It's guaranteed. Trump doesn't think that way, and Trump doesn't feel that way. Like, I get it. He loves the country. I respect it, but I don't think he has that that loving spirit like Bukele has, where he's like, bro, I'll die for mine and I'll die for the truth before I bend the knee. So.
Well, I think it's interesting because I was having this conversation with my coworker. Shout out Nick if you ever watch this. Okay, this is the night we just talked about.
What's up, Nick?
Okay, I'm here in the room, but we were having this conversation because he buys into the narrative. Respectfully, Nick, if you, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he buys into the narrative that Trump is this like my way or the highway, right? Mm-hmm. But the reality is that's not true.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not true. He's actually the opposite of that. And in a way, it's a good thing because we are able to persuade him and influence him because he likes to be popular and he likes to be favored, right?
Well,
but as soon as you say something bad about him, that's when he starts barking, right? If you say something bad about him, that's when he starts barking back. That's when he comes at people, right? But the reality is that if, for example, we were talking about being pro-life. Do I really think he's pro-life? I don't know for sure. Sometimes I think it's because he understands that's what his audience, and he's just going to pretend to be. But that's good because it works for us, right? At the end of the day, I don't care. Just do what I want. Do what I want.
He's playing like a cat and mouse game.
Yeah. So, but to your point, Eli, is that he doesn't like to be unpopular. He doesn't like to be the bad guy. He has a problem with that. And so I think that's another reason why he wouldn't do it, because he's not going to want to be called, even though they call him a dictator anyways, right? But he's not going to want, he doesn't want to deal with the negative publicity that he's going to get.
Like they'll have a good point now to say, yeah, I told you so. He was a dictator because he did that move. Yeah.
And I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe the second term he gets in, but we just don't have nothing to go by. And for me, the reason I'm saying these things, even though I sound like I'm talking like off both sides of my mouth by saying we need to support and we need to vote for the guy, and he is the best candidate. And I don't believe we're settling, right? But my point is just know what you're getting, though. Just don't fool yourself. And
true.
Don't fool yourself. Okay?
That is true.
If you're hardcore for Trump because he's going to drain the swamp, I'm sorry, you're going to be greatly disappointed.
Wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Know what you're actually getting.
I mean,
But what's crazy is you're right, Isaac, because it's so funny. Because sadly, look at how many people a lot of people got fooled when people started thinking that during the election that he just lost, that he was going to declare martial law. I was like, no. That's what I was saying. Yeah. People were saying, oh yeah, he's going to do it, that he's letting Congress meet up because he just wants to have them there to arrest them all. I was like, Trump? No. George Washington? Maybe. Or yes, George Washington. Like, but you get me? But I get what you mean is don't set yourself hopes like that, because respectfully, and I'm going to say it like this, he doesn't have the dog in him like that, bro. Bukele does, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And I digress.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Now that I see it, now you guys changed my mind. It's not a 70-30 anymore. It's a 99.9% no.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. We got one, guys. We got one.
Well, hey, it's a work in progress.
Yeah. There's no way.
I mean, remember,
hopefully we're wrong, guys. Hopefully we're wrong.
I mean,
it would be awesome. Day one, the guy has an inaugural address, and back when Trump was president, remember he would do the live in the room, and he would have people and do those live conferences with different people, different industries to talk about certain things. I mean, hopefully that'd be awesome. It's like, hey guys, inauguration address, peace. I'm about to go ahead to the boardroom and I'm to the room. Cameras follow me because I'm putting all these guys on notice.
I'm putting them on blast.
100%, bro. I would love that, bro.
Honestly, I would respect the hell out of that if he did that. Just on live.
I'm gonna say it right here. Ernest, I'm gonna say it right here. Record this and say it. 99.9% no, 1% yes. But if he does something like that, I will make it on my content profile, and I'll make a video on this too. When I come back, I'm making a video calling out Trump, saying you don't have that dog in you, bro. I'm sorry. Again, if he does, I will personally say Trump is.
Bro, we will celebrate about how wrong we were. We will be so happy.
But if he,
for joy that we were wrong.
Right. Yep. But right now, I am saying Trump, 99.9% no and 1% yes. And I'm telling you, all his followers, so like hardcore followers, like you said, Isaac, that these people don't think that he's not going to do it. He doesn't have that dog in him. He's not going to do it, bro. Don't get your hopes up. Just vote for him.
Get your hopes up.
Get your hopes up, bro.
100%. Well, you know what? At least, listen, at least we're having these discussions. At the end of the day, man, I know one of the things that when we started having this podcast, bro, is because we were so demoralized. You know, there was just so much stuff that was going on. And as Latinos, we weren't having these discussions, bro. We were like, bro, is that it? Telemundo? Is that how we're going to, you know, we're going to eat? Is that the spoon that we're going to eat? Now we're having these discussions. We're saying, listen, at the end of the day, look, if we put our faith too much into people, we're going to get destroyed. We're going to want to give up, throw the towel. And we've seen a lot of people done that. We've seen a lot of people. That's why it's so good that we have these discussions and say, listen, remember, this is a fight. Let's celebrate the small little victories one at a time. Okay. So if we're going to go all in at the end of the day, the last thing that could happen is we get another 81 million to vote for the, you know, for the other, you know, for Joe Biden, you know, Grandpa Joe, another 81 billion votes.
I'm calling it right now, Alfred. If Biden wins the election, he's not winning it by 81 million. This man is going to get so many votes that you're even going to be like, how did you get all these votes? Border. But anyways, that's for another topic.
Yeah.
It's true.
Alfred, let's get into BLM 2.0 because we got a lot.
BLM 2.0.
BLM 2.0. So let's do.
They're still BLMers? Wow, I thought you guys.
Yeah, they did. They just switched up their name, dude. You know, or they just switched up their, I don't know, their
How
cause,
do you get scammed by your own organization, bro? And you still support them? That's crazy.
Well, the funny thing is this. So I share with you guys a couple of a little snip of Joe Soros' map, right? And in this map we have Palestine. You know, all these agitators. I'm going to call them what they are. They're agitators, and now they're going after universities. And bro, we're starting to see. And at the same time, bro, I heard Matt Walsh talk about this. He said, you know what? At the end of the day, who cares if they're destroying the universe? I mean, the universities. I mean, think about it.
Well, they're getting to that point to destroy the universe.
He says, well, at the end of the day, isn't that what we wanted as conservatives? I mean, we've been talking about.
Alfred, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
You're right, bro. Not only universities, but they're getting to the point where they're going to destroy the universe.
Pretty much.
Once they get out of space, if they go to planets, they're going to destroy the universe, bro.
That's what it is.
Go ahead, bro.
But you know what? But Matt Walsh hit it right in the nail. Right. He said, who cares? Isn't that what we want as conservatives? I mean, do we now we know that these universities are being used as harvesting locations for what do they call it? Activists. Right, because now we have teachers.
That's not now that you're saying it, doesn't sound like it's a hub for. It's the hub for American anti-Americans. That's what it is.
Well, that's what
anti-America. It's the hub. College and universities are the new hubs for anti-America. I said it. Cry about it.
And it's but that's the thing. That's exactly what Matt Walsh was saying. He said, "Look, we should all celebrate. We should be happy that these universities are getting what they deserve. Right? You allow these students to roam free, to control the buildings, the halls. Right? They make demands. Right? And here we are. You have the administrators, which are liberals as well, and they don't want nothing to do with them. They're like, no, let them be at peace. But let's go ahead and show this video, man, because." This video is going to be.
You know what's funny? Pretty soon, I'm not going to be surprised, Ernest, that pretty soon, bro, if you go to universities, there's going to be a lot of bums there, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. People shooting up drugs in the hallways and all this. Bro, now they're camping there from what I heard. I don't know if you saw that.
They are camping. What? They are camping. Well, we're going to have a look. Check out this video.
If they get expensive, I'm going to go hit people over there.
How embarrassing.
Whoa.
Look at the cameras, bro. It's like a show. Like everybody's like, oh, look.
Guys, like, I got to get this shot. I got to make more money.
Yep.
Well, I think those are more like the journalists that are actually taking that as a class to be journalists in the long run.
But it's free play now, I believe. So
I think
Replay, right?
Yep. Replay.
Yeah, I think that they're just there to kind of like
just
be
to confirm,
journalists.
Just to confirm, boys. This is in America, right?
This isn't nowhere else. This is in the United States. This is happening.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
So I want to point out a couple of things here. I was reading this article. I've been trying to find it. I was reading it before the cast, and I can't find it. But it was a CNN article where they interviewed a woman who they considered to be a professional protester. That's what they're identifying.
Oh, yeah.
Professional protester.
Yes.
How do you become
professional?
The white lady right? That's the same girl you're talking about. That like older white lady that was caught in one of those videos as well, but he didn't have a mask on.
I don't know. I didn't see a picture. It was just an article I was reading on CNN, and they're interviewing her, and she's talking about how she was consulted and they practiced, right? But that she was showing them to be non-violent protesting techniques, right? My point being here, and then the article goes on to say that she's not affiliated with any group and wasn't paid, right? And that she went down there on her own accord. And so let's just think these through. I always talk about common sense and logic, guys. First of all, isn't it interesting that there's such a thing as a professional protester, right? Like, that's interesting.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Isaac, but I even had to research it because I'm like, what is a professional protester, bro? Go ahead, Isaac.
Well, I mean, look, if you look at that video, let me just point a couple things out, right? They make it obvious. The guy happens to have a hammer, okay? The guy happens to have a lock so that he can lock the door, okay? Yep. So let's just so do you really believe this was something organic? Because really, to me, an organic situation where it just happens that all these students have agree and are pro-Palestinian and decided, hey, I'm gonna get up today, man. I'm gonna happen to just go to the university and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna exercise my freedom of speech. I'm gonna go out there and protest in support of Palestine, right? And coincidentally, they had, I think they said something anywhere, my numbers could be wrong, like a few hundreds of protesters. So hundreds of others decided to do the same thing on the same day, right? In the same place. And now you just have this organic protest. And fortunately, they happened to bring hammers and they happened to bring a lock that works pretty well for that door to lock it.
Right.
Just the right size.
Just the bicycle one.
Just the right size. Okay. Guys, it's obvious this stuff is planned. I mean, the lady in the article
purposefully
tells you they exercise, and the article goes on to say, because I guess this was Columbia University, they had shut down the campus, but that she knew of a way for them to get in that she would not disclose, right? And they had no problem getting in. So what the thing for me, what's really frustrating is, why does anybody not look any deeper into these things, right? Why, where's FBI, CIA, I don't know whose jurisdiction this is. Why this woman should be questioned further. Like, do you really believe that she just decided to go on there on her own? She got on a plane and I'm just, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to just go talk to, let me see who I can find that want to protest so that I can educate them how to do this peacefully.
I mean, bro, you're onto something, bro. It's like the conspiracy hat. It's like putting on that hat. You know what I mean? I always tell you guys about that.
Bro, we gotta get tinfoil hats.
I got to get some tinfoil, bro. Think about it, because the FBI is only worried about agitating. Come on, J6, 200 FBI agents right now, bro. You're getting in the middle of Charlottesville. You're getting guys in masks. All wearing the same and marching the same. Come on now.
They all happen to have their little jihadis on. And
now that I think about it, why don't we change the name to the FBI to the CBI, Conservative Bureau of Investigation? Because that's all they're going after. Conservative.
Yeah.
So I have a. Go ahead. Okay.
No, go ahead, Ernesto. Go ahead.
I have a few things to touch on this, unless you want to go first. But I do.
Go ahead. You first, and I'll go ahead.
All right. So yeah, you know what I did read up a little bit on that lady. From what I know, it's like some older white lady. She was followed, in another event with she had her mask on and all that because she's a freaking coward. Which honestly, all of you that are at these school protests doing your crap. You guys are dumb as shit. Sorry, I'm just gonna call it as it is. You guys are cowards. You guys sit there and you can bleep that out later, Alfred. But you guys sit there with these masks and these what are they called? Those headbands or what?
Jihad.
Yeah,
is it a jihad or something?
I don't know. You know what? It doesn't even matter. You guys.
Those are like scarves. Yeah.
Toilet heads. I mean, it doesn't look like toilet paper, but toilet paper head or something.
Yeah, it's weird that you can find these people from J6, go to their house and all this other crap, but then you can't look into this one lady that's a professional activist. Like that to me is insane. Like how do you not question this lady further? How is it that these, again, like you said, Isaac, how do they have these locks out of nowhere that just so happen to fit the schools perfectly fine, like the doors perfectly fine? This dude has a just random hammer. And you know what else I was reading earlier, and a lot of the stuff that I was listening to is that, you know, a lot of these protests are Soros funded. Yeah. So here's where I get into this portion of it, where I never really used to think like Soros as a guy, because I felt like, oh, you know, all conservatives are just like pointing the finger at Soros, and they're like, well, no, it's this guy that's funny. And I started doing more of a deep dive into him, and I'm like, bro, he's funding a lot of anti-American things. And you know, at what point, how many more incidents do we have to have? How many more you know, things do we have to find out about this Soros dude that it's just enough is enough, man? Like the guy's backing this.
Sounds like his plot is to basically destroy America, bro.
Dude, he at one point, I forgot the video. It was like years ago, but he literally considered himself a god. Like he considered himself God, and I'm like, bro, that is the most outlandish thing I've ever heard. So either way, the fact that these people are getting funded by this person, by this one billionaire, that says a lot. But again, these kids on these campuses, man, I find it just appalling because of the simple fact that they're doing all this protest and for nothing. You know, there's this video of this girl. I don't know if you guys seen it, but she gets interviewed by, you know, some random dude, and he's like, hey, why are you here protesting at NYC? It was New York. And she, you know, they you know, put her on camera, and she's like, well, we're here to fight for Palestine, the freedom of Palestine. And, you know, it's against the New York, you know, whatever college. And they're like, so what's New York doing, you know, as far as like, what are they contributing to the fight, to the cause? And she's like, well, I don't know. And then she looks at her friend all stupid and is like, oh, do you know? And she's like, well, no, I wish I was more informed. So you're telling me that you went X amount of miles to go fight a protest that you don't even fully know what you're there for. Like, how dumb do you look? Honestly, I'm sorry, but if you were my daughter, I would be so embarrassed of you to have you sit there looking stupid. The fact that not only did you make yourself look stupid, you made your friend look stupid, and then you made your family look stupid. So now you guys are all just a bunch of stupid people, just in a group of stupid soup. So
stupid soup.
Yeah, dude. Like so it's frustrating. But another thing to me is like these kids sit there and they want to protest. And look, I'm all for if you're gonna protest for a cause, go for it. But all these kids are talking about, well, you know, free Palestine and do this and do that. But okay, why don't you start paying your own tuition to your school? Why don't you? If you really feel this way, fine. Put the money up front. That way you can pay for your crap instead of your mom and dad that are probably like busting their ass to send you to these Ivy League schools. And then you like the
wait, hold on before you. And I want you to keep cooking, and then I'll go. Now they're not paying it. We're paying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So now you got a lot of these kids too that are taking, you know, scholarships, and it's like, bro, the scholarships didn't just. You're welcome. From space, or they didn't just pop up and it's like, oh, hey, look, I got free money. No, somebody's paying for that. People that are making money in whatever it is that you do, they're paying for that. The taxpayers are paying for that, and you're taking advantage. So I think at this point in time, the Harvards, the Columbia, those administrators, the what is it, the
presidents of
the president, whoever, you guys need to have some balls. and actually be like, you know what? If you ain't paying for this, fine. Get either one of two things: get off my campus or start paying your own tuition. But we're taking that away from you. We're taking your scholarships, and that's that. So, you know, again, it frustrates me that these kids are just fighting for a stupid cause that they don't even know. Like it drives me nuts, man. Like there's this one incident where this I don't know if he was Jewish, but this kid is going up to one of the blockades where they have, and so he was Jewish, right?
Yep.
And so he's like, hey, I want to go through this portion of the campus, and they're like, they didn't say anything, and they're just locking arms or just standing tight. Dude, just hit him in the face. I don't know, push him, do something. But you deserve the right to be on the campus that you are paying for, and the fact that the administration in these schools do nothing to help you out, even though you're paying for their bills. Like, bro, at that point, you know what? Tell your parents to take that money, go somewhere else, go to a school that's non-woke, that doesn't deal with this crap, and actually focuses on your education for you to be a better person later on in life, as opposed to these freaking lowlives that are just bumming off the government, bumming off of the taxpayers, and then crying at the end of the day of like, oh, well, I don't have an education. You know what? Again, stupid soup.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be quick with my answer. Absolutely, I agree. He's cooking. And I promise I will make it my goal to get a soundboard, hopefully with Alfred, because we're cooking up in here, y'all. But I'm gonna say it like this: for people that are saying free Palestine, why don't you guys badly go over there and free them then? Why are you here protesting to free them? Nobody's holding them hostage here, right? Supposedly nobody's committing genocide and all that. Why don't you guys fly to Palestine, free them, help them, feed them, do all of this? Because let me tell you something, if you're just here protesting at a college, acting like
nothing,
right? It's like protesting at a college that you're attending and destroying, like that video. You're just making yourselves look like idiots. If you badly want to free Palestine, get a flight ticket, use it with the taxpayer money that I gave you for your dumb education, and fly to Palestine. Go fight. Ask them, I want to help them fight against Israel. Good luck with them, because they're one of the most powerful militaries in the world. But good luck. Go fight them over there. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm calling out those women that want to support this whole Palestine movement, I'm pretty sure there's equality over there for women, for homosexuals.
Yeah, there's definitely equality over there.
Promise you, bro, they're gonna welcome you and say, yes, you're here to help us fight against the oppressors.
No.
So this is all I'm gonna say quick. If you badly want to free Palestine, go over there and free them.
But that's the thing. They don't want to go over there because they're freaking cowards. That's why they stay here in America, where they have the freedom to talk all this crap, and then they have the audacity to cover their faces and in all this crap
and wave the Palestine flags and disrespect our country and put flags on there.
Why don't you be a brave person? Why don't you man up and actually show your face? Because you know what? The people that are fighting for our freedom and liberties in the military, they're not hiding their faces. They're full blown. They're coming at you in every sense of the way.
Locked and loaded.
IDF isn't hiding their faces. No, but you guys are. And then you guys want to think that they're the terrorists. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Why don't you guys stop being freaking cowards, bro?
Again, fly to Palestine if you want to free them. Go ahead. Whoever's next.
I think
you guys are riled up.
They're
man, you got me
bro.
Heated,
like if this table wasn't Alfred's, I'd be banging it, hard, and be like, hey, you badly want to go free them, fly over there. Isaac, you know what I mean, bro? If you badly want to go free them from the oppressors, fly over there. As a matter of fact, constitutional carry. Grab a gun, grab it, go over there and fight them. Good luck with IDF. They're one of the best militaries.
You know what, Isaac?
Good luck and
I just can't
go free them.
I just can't stand cowards that talk all this crap and decide to that's all it is. It's just talk. But the thing is like I that's my biggest thing, because to me it's very hypocritical that you're gonna talk crap about America while being in America and then saying free Palestine, but yet you're really doing nothing for the cause. Like, if you really want to do something, then be a man and go over there, dude. Again, we'll gladly pay for your ticket, and then you can let me know how it works out for you, dude. But the point that this gets me so riled up is because of the fact that how much of a coward you
hypocrites.
I think overall, what I wanted to add is very important. One of the things that we got to understand, bro, that in 1972, right, the Olympic terrorist at that particular time in the city called Munich. I don't know if you guys remember, if we're going back in history, this is exactly what they did. You know what I mean? They took hostages, they took people into hostage, they kept them in there, they demanded things. But we have a bigger problem here in the United States. I think one of the bigger problems that we're seeing is the accountability for these universities, professors, and people that are involved, engaged. I mean, these are the livelihoods of students. You know what I mean? And there's thousands of dollars that are being invested into universities like UCLA, USC, Cal Poly in Texas, the University of Texas, Dallas, Georgia, the Emory College, Minnesota, the University of Minnesota, Illinois, Northwestern, Ohio State. Think about this. These are all the major universities: New York Cornell, University of Rochester, Harvard, Emerson, Tufts, Yale, University of Pittsburgh. Can you guys imagine? These are huge universities that come on, that they've been sitting here for a long time. Now, I like what Isaac mentioned. It's just so much of a coincidence that these people have hammers, right? These people have the right locks. We have a group of the committee of the media, right? We call them the fake media that are just there to properly get the nicest pictures, right?
Fighting the resistance.
They are fighting the resistance, right? And that's why I needed to add that portion of what Matt Walsh said. He said, let them destroy these things.
Alfred, sorry to cut you off. I was just about to say that to Isaac. Bro, this video shows Harvard, presidents, all the universities that we mentioned. This is a message to you, university presidents. You're welcome. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. You're welcome.
Look, they're reaping. I'm going to go for a little bit here, fellas, and I'm probably going to make you guys even more pissed off here after I read.
Let's get it. We need to get a soundboard, man.
I know. What do we need?
I just been marinating back here listening, but no, a couple of things. Like you guys said, this is, the universities are reaping what they sow. Number one, right? These are young kids. They're easily manipulated. They don't really, you have a mix. You have a group of people that they've been brainwashed. You have others that it's just cool. They're like, oh, protest, cool, fun, whatever, and then they don't really understand what's going on. And I believe, that definitely it's just logical. Ernesto was talking about George Soros. I'm not saying it's not true. If you listen to Ernesto talking about George Soros funding this, and you say to yourself, "Oh, this guy, here we go again." Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But you cannot argue that it's just rational that somebody or people are behind this. This takes planning, guys. It's not just one university, it's all these universities.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, this is just not a coincidence, guys. This isn't like these people just happened to get up in all these different universities and decided to go protest and just happen to have what they need, happen to appear to have a plan, know how to get into the universities after they've already stopped, put measures up to not get in. And again, so a couple of things for me is like I have a friend of mine that we text, and he's I don't want to say he's anti-Israel. He just, to him, historically Israel is actually the problem, and that Palestine actually is justified. He's the type of guy that would concede and condemn this stuff, but he really focuses on Israel, which is fine. Okay, that's fine with me. I understand. To me, it's like, okay, yes. Do I believe that potentially? I go back to one of the podcasts. I talked about how did this all start with the war, right? You had the Palestinian people came in, killed a bunch of Jews, that whole deal. Yeah. And to me, it's suspect that it happened because, to me, again, Israeli has a very good intelligence program. How did they not know this was going to happen? These guys had to have been practicing parachuting from planes. How does this go unnoticed? Okay, So again, I go back to that. You can go back, watch that. We talk about it. Do I believe Israel is totally innocent? Maybe it does not have some malicious intent. We'll get to that later on in the podcast. But to me, at the end of it, right now, who is the actual problem? These people, these kids, I believe that their money must be either be coming from people like George Soros or terrorist organizations, very bad people. And my problem that I have is, how do we not know about this? I go back to the interview with the woman. Why do we just take her word that she just happened to decide to go down there, wasn't paid? She's got to know people. Who did she go train? When she arrived and flew down there, who did she meet with then? Mm-hmm. How did she find whoever she needed to find that was going to go protest? I mean, let's think this through. But then I go to this. I'm gonna read this.
Rocket science. So
I'm gonna read this, and this is the other problem that I have, and I just wonder, like, man. So I'm gonna read this, and then I'm gonna put what I want to comment. So our friend AOC, right? This is a quote from her. I am outraged by a level of police presence, because I'll keep in mind the video we just watched. Okay, we just watched this video. I'm outraged by the level of police presence called upon non-violent student protesters in Colombia and CCNY campuses. Roman said in the statement, as an educator who has, actually, I'm sorry, this is Jamal Brown. Is actually this is not AOC saying, this is Jamal Brown. He's an educator there. Okay, this is his quote. As an educator who has firsthand experience with over policing of our schools, this is personal to me. So to him, this is personal. Okay, we just saw the video. Okay, what's going on over there? He goes on to say, and he added, educational institutions should be spaces to nurture critical thinking skills and learn to work together with diverse communities to enact a more just, peaceful world. The militarization of college campuses, extensive police presence, and arrest of hundreds of students are in direct opposition to the role of education, a cornerstone of our democracy. Okay, we just saw this video.
Nice. Yeah.
There you go. Sorry, brother. I needed to add that laughter, bro. Bro, but look at everything that you're reading, bro. It's some of the. I mean, look at the talking points, bro. The militarizing, the critical thinking, all these talking points and stuff that we hear with liberalism, bro. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Like the oppression of what, the police?
Sorry. Let me give you AOC's actual quote. I just found it. Okay.
Oh, we're ready.
Okay. So AOC says other leaders and schools have found a safe, de-escalatory path, she said, most likely referring to Brown University. This is the opposite of leadership and endangering public safety, a nightmare in the making. She urged Adams to reverse course. Adams being the mayor of New York City.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
We just saw the video, guys. This is just one example. So to her, the police are overreacting, guys.
Wow.
We
The police are the bad people.
Of course.
Yeah. Why are we not de-escalating?
Leave it to AO.
What?
Look,
Bro, somebody robs me and the police come to save me. Can you? No, you relax. Don't kill the robber.
Right. And to what one of the things Ernesto said earlier, again, look at what you just saw, and there are many other videos like this, okay? And look at the videos they showed you of January 6th, which supposedly is an insurrection.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me what's worse. And to the point, right? They're chasing January 6th guys in the woods to go get them. They hunted them down all over the country, okay? So for me, I know this is ongoing, but let's see what happens here. Are we going to find everybody involved in this? Are they going to hunt them down with that same fervor?
No, they're not.
They have no excuse.
They're not. Yeah, but they're not going to use their resources.
So they have the tools they need, right? We just talked about
no,
that, so they can find these guys.
That goes back to our whole conversation about, the corruption part, is that, you can find all these people from J6, mind you, 4 people died. 2 of them were from like natural causes. One of them got shot, and then another one, I forgot what it was. Hold
on. Don't skip it. The woman that got shot was shot by a
exactly
by in the doors, was unarmed, and was shot through the door.
Yeah, exactly.
All she did was look through the glass.
Yeah. So mind you, like, you have people still being looked for there, and then yet all these kids that are on campuses, nothing's going to happen, which is wild because it just so happens to be that most of them are like fighting on that left-hand side. But no, what I was going to say is that, what I've realized though, is that like we live in a TikTok, this is the TikTok generation, right?
Yeah.
And so what I mean by that is that when you look at all these kids, and I say kids because they're younger than me, but you look at all these younger kids nowadays, and none of these kids they don't know who they are. They don't have a self-identity. They don't have, they try to fight for this cause that they think is good. So they follow the crowd and they just, they show up, which goes back to my point of that dumb girl that was asking her friend about, well, why are we here? It just so happens like these people, they don't know who they are. So then they find the closest thing to attach themselves to in order to say, yeah, I'm doing the right thing and I'm fighting for a cause and this, that, and the third. But in reality, dude, you're not doing anything. You're just following the crowd. You're trying to be one of the cool kids, and you're trying to, and you're just trying to find your own purpose. But the fact that, like, realistically, like, you don't have a purpose. Your purpose is to go to college in order for you to find your purpose in what you do. But the fact of the matter is that you don't know your purpose. You're not trying to find your purpose, and you're not even trying to find your own self-identity, which latches you onto these other dumb people that are like, hey, let's fight for this cause. I don't know what I'm here for, but sure, let's go at it. And it's
confuse kids in debt, right?
And see, go
ahead, Alfred.
No. What I was going to mention, I was going to share with you guys, we have a great problem here. We have a super problem with the propaganda and the manipulation of information, and what really hurts my heart. I mean, what really sucks for me as a father is like how adults really just fully take advantage of these youngsters, man. For example, we're going to share, I wanted to share this with you guys because it's important. Here we are. We're looking at American Thinker. One of the guys by the name of Phil Holloway, he mentions Columbia waited too long. Now faculty are in it. And here's a small video. This is all faculty. These are all teachers now in it. Now they're working with them.
Because they're cowards too.
So Alfred, this goes to what I was gonna say right now, right before you got to this, okay? So look, guys, they caused the problem. When you think about this, why do we care that they're burning these places down anyways?
That is true.
Maybe AOC is right. Don't send the cops. Just let them ransack it. Let them burn it down. I mean, they're doing us a favor anyways. These are institutions of propaganda. Yeah. Well, just let them burn it down.
My house, but go ahead, burn.
The problem with that, the problem with all of this, Isaac, is I get it, but if you look at the backtrack, if you follow the money, bro, Columbia. The University of Columbia just recently received a 1.3. This was last year. 1.3 of taxpayer money. Think about it. We as taxpayers are funding these these universities to continue to do this. Even that. This guy by the name of Bill Aikman who says the NGO network orchestrating anti-Semitic incitements in American campus, and he puts out a huge article on how nonprofits are now benefiting from all of this, from funding and taxpayer money, bro. And
Alfred.
I'm with Isaac.
I hear you.
Listen, bro, Alfred, they're already talking about defunding. Let this go. Yeah. So because of this, you already have congressmen talking about cutting funding to these universities. We haven't had that happen. So to me, the play here is just like forest fire, like how they do control burns and forest fires. Yeah. How they, in California, we talk about managing the forest and doing control burns, right?
Right.
Look at it like that. This is a control burn. Just put a military.
You know what's crazy? It's like they're crapping where they eat, bro. Like he's saying. I'm with him actually. It's like, bro, you're basically burning down the whole system that you're basically getting education from.
I get it.
What would happen? Really think about this, right? If all of a sudden you pulled the cops out and all you did was put them in the perimeter where they can just make sure it doesn't spill out into the rest of the city, right? Yeah. Let them all hang out there.
I know. Now that I think about it, I think AOC does have a point, bro. Just pull the cops out. Like, bro, let them burn it.
Surround it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, bro,
administration, Alfred.
Nobody's gonna go to college, guys. The reason why I get frustrated is because we're seeing these liberal, we're seeing this. They're eating each other. You know what I mean? It's like, look at what happened in Oregon, the Choas.
Well, why are we stopping them by sending cops? Let it just go, bro.
That was funny.
So let me finish.
Like, you guys with picket sticks. At least have some weapons in there or something, bro.
But let me just tell you what I mean.
Bro, you know, like,
bro, those people protesters are the 2024 Lord of the Flies, bro.
Bro, it's anarchy, bro. It's like, why, we're seeing it's like us, we're sitting in the sideline. I get it, Isaac. We're sitting in the sideline. We're just letting them know, say, all right, if you're gonna run into that wall, make sure you get full force, right? And we're telling them, like, don't do it. You're gonna hurt yourself, and they're ready to run into the wall, bro.
Yeah. We're Alfred, look, it's like, we don't lose if we let it go. There's no downside for us.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But think about it. You just showed those faculty people there standing there.
Sure. Okay?
Guess what happens? Their job burns to the ground.
They're gonna be unemployed, bro. They're gonna be unemployed.
Right? So what happens? What happens? Think about it. What it looks like. What happens when you pull the police out? Right now, you don't have images of police there and them fighting with police. Now the images are them just sitting there in their tents, them just standing around breaking stuff. And everybody's just ignoring them. It's like that little kid that's throwing a tantrum and just rolling around in the store, and just let them go and no, if you don't give the attention, they're going to end. Let them tire out. So really, when I think about this, I think we're going about this the wrong way, guys.
Well, the reason why I
said, bro, I don't care. Let them.
The reason why I say this is because look, now the problem is that we have actual students that do want to go to school.
You guys have closed the entrance. You're UCLA students. I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two. You three. Oh, look, they're making their border wall. I'm going this way. Excuse me. This is what they do.
They're making a border wall.
That's where
UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school. And they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance. Why can't they go? Will you let me go in? This can be over in a second. Just let me and my friends go in to class.
We're not engaging.
Then you can move. Will you move?
We're not engaging with that.
Okay, we're going. We're going. I'm going in.
We're engaging.
I have my hands up. I'm not hurting them.
Oh, and then big tough guy in the back comes out of the
woodwork. Bro, how is this not terrorism, bro? I mean, but I kind of agree with Isaac. It's like, bro.
No, I
listen. I'm gonna solve this one real quick for you guys.
These liberal presidents want this.
You got him in.
Listen,
sorry,
guys.
Bro.
Alfred, that kid and his friends. I'm sorry, it sucks. Stop paying your tuition.
Yeah.
Go to the community college down the street and finish your education there. Yeah. The way I look at it like this, let it burn down and you'll save the rest of him and his friends from getting indoctrinated any further. Okay?
I actually
that's how I'm looking at this.
I couldn't agree more.
Thank you for blocking that kid. Thank you for the border wall of not allowing that kid to go into that.
I mean, we can't even protect our own one.
They got a better border.
You got the anarchists. You got the liberal. I mean,
Alfred, hire them for border patrol agents, man. They do a good job.
So I think we probably should move on, but I hope we don't lose on this guy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one.
It's a win-win for us, y'all.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating, but I do agree with letting them eat themselves, and eventually it's going to crumble down, and that's just.
But you, as a veteran,
they better not protest at your house.
Oh yeah, not in front of my house. We'll have some problems, man. 100%.
Right.
All right, man.
Protest and burn it over there. Just don't come to my house, right?
Yeah, just keep it on that side.
Right. Hey, a couple. I don't know if you guys remember, or I don't know if you guys seen this video. Right. For the most part, man, this here is also fire. I mean, you got Representative Matt Gaetz going off and grilling Secretary Lloyd Austin, you know, in regards to something so critical, something so important, and something that, I mean, once we start discussing, once you guys look at the video, man, let me know your thoughts, because this is something that. Go ahead, Isaac.
Sorry, guys. What we're gonna do here, for those that are listening, I really want to take my time with this one, because there's a lot. So we're gonna break this video down. So we're not gonna just watch it like we do these other ones. There's a lot here, and I just want to make sure that we identify what we're hearing and what's going on, so that those that are watching,
sure,
right,
100%.
we're gonna break it down. So we're probably gonna say stop or something. We'll interrupt.
All right. Yeah, or if you want, Alfred, then stop, or Isaac, just call the part to stop on, so we can make it faster. Here. And we remember, like, oh, this part. So go, Isaac, can do that. Like, just say, hey, stop right here.
You got it. Here we go.
On the same subject, Ms. Locken just said there'll be about 1,000 U.S. service members operating a peer system off of Gaza. How many of them will have guns, Mr. Secretary?
Well, typically all of the deployed service members carry themselves if challenged.
So if someone from land in Gaza shoots at our service members who are on the $320 million pier that we're building, you're telling me our service members can shoot back?
They have the right to return fire to protect themselves. Now,
well, do we think that's like? So now I want to move to the likelihood that you think someone from land in Gaza might shoot at our service members on this pier. Do you think that that's a likely scenario?
That's possible, yes.
This is a very telling moment, Mr. Secretary, because you've said something that's quite possible that could happen, right? Shots from Gaza on our service members, and then the response, our armed service members shooting live fire into Gaza. That is a possible outcome here, so that we can become the Port Authority and run this pier. Right?
That's correct. You know, I expect that we will always have the ability to protect ourselves. Don't you think that counts as boots on
the ground?
Stop it right there.
Biden told the country that we weren't going to have boots.
So I want to make sure that you understand a couple things. First of all, the man did not. Make sure you realize, if you're on the left or somebody, Matt Gaetz asked this guy a very pointed question, and to that guy, his name is Alan, I believe.
Austin.
Lloyd.
Yeah. He answered truthfully. Okay, the guy didn't say Matt Gaetz is lying. Okay?
Stuttered.
He agreed when he was asked that we will have service members building a bridge with weapons in Gaza. Right. And if you caught this, that bridge is going to cost us $320 million.
I like how you said us, U.S. as us. Go ahead.
Right. Well, obviously, we're paying for the bridge, $320 million. Let's not mention what's it costing us to have the troops there. You know, we paid to get them there. We're paying their salary, their weapons, all that, whatever that cost is, right? So. And this man is claiming we don't have boots on the ground. I mean, listen, Matt Gaetz asked this guy, you're going to have military personnel there with weapons. What do you think is going to happen? Do you guys think that Gaza, whoever's in Gaza, is going to be okay with a foreign military going to their land and building a bridge, and that foreign military has guns, and they're just going to watch them and let them do it? Like, so why are we doing this? Number one, and you're going to say this is not boots on the ground. It is literally U.S. military boots with weapon on Gaza territory. If they were doing that on our property, we would justifiably so start shooting at those guys. And am I going to blame Gaza or anybody in Gaza for shooting at our military when they're in their land building a bridge? Why would I blame them? They're justified. So why are we doing this?
They're not going to be boots on ground. They're going to put them on skateboards, and then they're going to say, "Hey, your boots are technically not on the ground."
No, it's going to be shoes on the ground. They're going to just But I actually want to ask Ernest here, who's a veteran. After hearing this whole plan that Isaac said, what does it sound like to you, Ernest, if you were in the military, still in the military? Thank you for your service, by the way. If you hear the Department of Defense, which is that guy, the head, saying, "Hey, we are deploying you to," it's a war zone, but it's in a way, it's not what you think it means. What does it mean when they're deploying you to a war zone?
No, then you're ready for combat, man. You're
going to what?
Going to war. Okay. It's the initial start of a war. So the thing is that in the military they give you your ROEs, your rules of engagement. They've stated it several times, and mind you, they'll probably get that briefing before they, either when they're on the plane or before they leave. But they'll get that briefing. Now, mind you, when they land, right, what they're going to be told is that if you get shot, you shoot back at them. That's the only way you're able to shoot back, is if you get shot at first.
And what is that?
Well, hold on. I want to make sure we call this out, though. In the video, Matt Gaetz asked him, well, if they get shot at, are they going to shoot back? And the man said, yes, of course they have the right to. He's telling you what their rules of engagement are going to be. Their rules of engagement is, the thing is, you can shoot back. What do we call that? That's war.
Yeah, what is that called?
That's war. That's a conflict. That's war, 100%.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, because when you break it,
that's going to change it.
When you break it down, it's going to be a firefight. But the problem is that when you now let's break it down. If the terrorists decide to shoot at the U.S. Troops, that initially starts the war off. Yeah, because then now you got U.S. soldiers getting shot at, and so they're of course going to defend themselves. They're gonna raise some hell and start firing back, kill probably a lot of people. But the minute you start taking out more of the U.S. troops, that already is gonna send a red flag to the U.S. to say, you know what? Cool, we need more troops out there, and then they're just gonna send the whole cavalry, and then boom, there you go. That's the easiest way to kick off World War III, and to just start sending more boots on the ground. Considering the fact that he's not saying that there's boots on ground now, but like you said, Isaac, why would a foreigner be okay with you building a bridge there? Why are you even there in the first place? Right.
What is this bridge? I mean, can somebody just mention to me why?
Don't we have talks of providing, or don't we have conversations right now going on of allowing Palestinians to come here as refugees?
Yeah. I just heard about
that today. Are they the same ones that are at the colleges, right? Anyways, that was just want to add that. Wait. So
they're in Gaza right now, but apparently
eventually they're gonna be over there. So just to be clear, right, Ernest? Yeah. You're a veteran. Mm-hmm. There is no other words other than the word war, that this man or anyone on the left can say that it's not war.
No, there's nothing you can say, because there shouldn't be a reason why we're there in the first place. This has nothing to do with us. I mean, other than the fact that we're supporting the IDF with like military aid, as far as money and I don't know, maybe some defense. But once our boots touch that ground, that's it. That's gonna kick things off. The minute you start firing at U.S. soldiers, then they're gonna shoot back. But it's
gonna happen.
Yeah. Let's just say, for instance, let's just round it up. All right. Let's say they send 300 boots on the ground, or a whole unit. A whole unit can consist of like it'd be a whole unit that they'd send, because they'd pick up.
How many is in a unit?
It could be probably a couple hundred.
Oh. Okay.
A couple hundred, couple thousand, depending on the base. But let's say you send 1,000, right? Let's say out of 1,000 of them, 700 of them get killed. That already right there, after the first 200-300, they're going to be like, okay, cool. Now these guys are coming at us sideways. So what are we going to do? We're going to piece through strength. So America's going to be like, cool, let's just send the whole cavalry. And then they're going to start pulling units. They're going to start, sending the correct people and then they're just going to go from there and just either wipe them off the face of the planet or say, hey, like, we're going to give you a chance to just let it go, stop messing with us, or we're going to mess you up.
And then sorry, before you go, Alfred, then what happens, right? Let's just put another hypothetical. If that happens and the US starts busting up that country that those people are going at it with, who else is going to step in to defend?
Then there goes Iran, and then from Iran it's going to go Russia, or sorry, what is it?
Russia, yes, they've already.
No, so it'd be China, because I think there was. So China said that they were backing Iran, but then Russia also decided to say, I'm going to back China as well as Iran. So now automatically, like, they already said both of them. If you get into problems with if the US gets involved, we will get involved on our other end. But Iran, the reason why they're flexing is because they know they have that back end of, Russia and China are backing me up, which gives them more the incentive to say, okay, cool, let's send it, because the troops are there. So now you have Iran and Hamas against the US. You don't think that Hamas is going to get a little bit ballsy and say, okay, cool, let's just start taking them out? So it's an easy way for them to start World War III. And they know this. They know that this is going to be the easiest way that doesn't look like we're starting World War III. They're going to say, well, we were just going over there to build a bridge and they started attacking us. So now they feel like they're in the righteous aspect of going at them with full force.
May I ask everyone here on the panel too? Well, Isaac and everybody, whoever, but I know Isaac, I want him to answer this. Who was the guy that they said that was going to start World War III?
Donald J. Trump.
Oh, cool. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. But let's keep watching, and then we'll keep stopping because there's more to come.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Let's keep it moving.
This is a very telling moment, Mr. Secretary, because you've said something that's quite possible that could happen, right? Shots from Gaza on our service members, and then the response, our armed service members shooting live fire into Gaza. That is a possible outcome here so that we can become the Port Authority and run this pier. Right?
That's correct. And I expect that we will always have the ability to protect ourselves. Don't you think that counts as boots
on the ground? President Biden told the country that we weren't going to have boots on the ground in Gaza.
And we won't.
Okay, but you guys parse the distinction between, like, when Americans think boots on the ground, they think Americans in harm's way or engaged actively in a conflict. You guys seem to be sort of saying that boots on a pier connected to the ground, connected to service members shooting into Gaza, doesn't count as boots on the ground?
It does not.
I think you're going to find the American people have a different perspective on that. And if we're going to have people shooting into Gaza, we probably should have a vote on that pursuant to our war powers. But I want to bring us now closer to home and the F-35.
Pause that real quick.
Program of failure.
Yeah. No, it's
okay, so let's go.
I just want to make sure people understand what Matt Gaetz is saying. What he's calling out there is that when he says given the war powers, meaning you're basically sending us to war is what you're
without
doing.
Congressional approval. Yeah.
Without congressional approval.
And the Constitution says you need the Constitution.
And for those of you that are going to say, like, oh no, guys, listen to what this man is saying. Matt Gaetz broke it down pretty easily. And I kept saying bridge, but it's a pier. Or what is it, a pier?
Pier, yeah.
It's a pier.
A pier. So it's a pier that they're building. And he's telling them, okay, so it's a pier connected to Gaza's land, right? And the pier and the guys are standing on the pier, which is connected to Gaza's land. So he's dissecting this to show you what he is describing is troops, military troops with weapons, live rounds on a pier that's connected to Gaza. This man is claiming is not boots on the ground. What else do you call it? Right?
Ernest.
Yeah, man.
From what you've heard right now, is that boots on the ground?
No, that's 100% boots on ground, man. Because again, like all it takes is a few U.S. Americans to die. for them to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, we do have a problem here. And everybody knows that war profits. Everybody should know that, because it boosts the economy. And look at our economy right now. So now not only can President Biden boost the economy before he's out, but then he can also be like, oh, I'm a wartime president. And now he has those merits behind him. And then, you know, all these people on the left are gonna be like, well, you know, congratulations, we have a wartime president, he's so great and blah blah blah.
The economy's better.
Yeah, the economy's better. But it's like, dude, you know what? I mean, it kills me because of the simple fact that if we get into another war, man, a lot of these young kids that aren't prepared for war, and mind you, I wasn't either. Like that's some scary crap. Like it is. You know, there was a few voluntary parts on my end, but you know, luckily I never went, which was awesome. You know, but it is the scary thought where your stomach just sinks, man. When you are getting, you know, when you are having to write up on a whiteboard like, hey, I'm going to go, okay, well, you know, Private Marine or Sergeant Marine at this time, whatever the case may be, you know, your stomach sinks, dude, because you don't know what to expect. You know that you're going, you know that this is what it is, and you know your American life that you live here so comfortably with food of, you know, all sorts, and just have, you know, whatever you want at your fingertips. The fact is that when you leave, dude, like you're leaving your family behind, you're leaving your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your daughters, your sons, to go fight a war that has nothing to do with you. All because,
well, in this case, Ernesto, sorry to cut you off. You're to go build a pier.
Yeah, bro. But you know, it's crazy.
Sorry, but
no, you're good. No, it's.
I just want to make sure that
it's to build a pier. Yeah, no, you're right.
We're all the things you're saying, leaving your family, sacrificing.
You're doing it for a pier.
To build a pier.
Yeah, okay. and it's
I mean, couldn't they just get the engineers from Santa Monica to go do it?
It bothers me, man, because like again, we don't have to be in this, man. And the fact is the fact of the matter is with all this and I'm gonna just call it how it is, man. But with all this DEI in the military, with all this transgenderism going on in the military.
Oh, bro, are you saying that this guy that right now is because he's black?
Man,
bro,
like I said, it just
you're bringing him
no, they're about to.
The VA is about to call you and cancel your benefits.
Yeah, probably, man. Yeah, but I mean, you got all this, you know, transgenderism where people are now voluntarily going into the military to get these changes. They're getting.
He likes stop thinking about it,
bro. It's because it's true, bro. Like no, Isaac is even reading it. Now that I think about it, it's like there's a scene, right, Isaac, where this whole Hamas thing was going on. And then it shows like a little cutscene. You're gonna laugh at this too, where there's LGBTQ people saying, "Yeah, free Palestine," and then there's a Hamas guy saying, "Oh yes, you can come to Gaza anytime, and we will throw you off the roof."
Oh,
bro, that's
yeah.
They're gonna go.
No, but hey, listen,
bro.
This brings me to another kind of a side note on this whole deal, right? What's his name again? Austin or the secretary?
Lloyd Austin.
Lloyd Austin, right? I mean, the man happens to be black, okay, and what I'm saying, what's sad about this, and I'm not saying it's EDI that's the reason he's there. I'm saying the fact that it exists and it's a thing makes you wonder. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be questioning it. But let's look at this. Look at what the man is hearing and what he's telling you. He's telling you it's not boots on the ground, but it's definitely that. Yeah. So it just makes you wonder, like, is this man qualified for the job? Or is there something more nefarious going on here? Right?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I mean, again, dude, to me, it seems nefarious because you got this man saying it out loud, but not actually realizing what he's saying. You know,
he realizes what he's saying.
He does. I think I don't think he's that dumb, but I genuinely think he's trying to make it sound as best as possible to not say that there's boots on the ground.
He's doing his best.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's doing his best, but it's like unless
what do you do with poop? If you have poop, you can't turn it into cake.
Yeah,
but he's trying to say, well, it's not war, but just the stuff that we're characterizing, it's war.
Yeah, it's like describing a shit sandwich and saying that it's really not. Poop? It's just tuna.
There's poop and two buns.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what the guy's. That's what he's being asked to do. The poor guy, right? And I would say that's racist. You're having the black man try to make a fool of him. That's racist.
Yeah, no, dude, that's messed up. Why are you guys having him up on
white man, huh?
Bro,
Yeah, I mean, you can have a Mexican Latino up there too, and just
Right.
you know,
Why
hit him with that, I guess.
What's
I
with
don't
you guys
know.
and black people? Leave the black people alone, man.
This is evidence of Sleepy Joe's racism because he's sending the black man out there to make a fool of himself with this.
Well,
That's
he did it with KJP.
He didn't send the white guy.
He did it with
the white guy.
he did it with the great what's his name, Clarence Thomas, one of the justices.
Of course.
He made him look like a piece of like he was just bad.
But going back to it, Isaac, and you know, you guys, I think it's so sad that we have this going on because of the fact that the fact of the matter is you know, everybody said that Trump was going to start World War III, and then here we are at the end of Biden's, you know, regime, and we're heading into World War III, which then they're gonna, you know, what if and when Trump gets into office, right? They're gonna put it on him a year down the road or however long, hoping people forget and say, oh, well, Trump got us into a war, and they're gonna hope that the American people are gonna forget. But there's people like us that actually like look into this stuff, and we're gonna look back and be like, no, dude, it wasn't Trump's war.
You now remember that interview when Lloyd Austin said, right? We come back to this. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
We come back to this interview and be like, do you not remember the Lloyd Austin interview? That wasn't Biden.
But of course, people aren't going to remember that, and these people think that we're so dumb. Like all these leftists in Congress, they think that we're so dumb, that the American people are so dumb. And the saddest part is a lot of these people are dumb because they're not going to remember this. They're going to move forward.
I was just going to say, unfortunately, Ernesto, some people are dumb. So
yeah.
Let's hit play. Let's hit play to see what else goes on.
See the rest of this.
Let's see.
I want to bring us now closer to home and the F-35 program. Is the F-35 program a failure?
No, it's
Okay, so let's go over how much does an F-35 cost?
well, it depends on the variant, but
100 million? Safe to say? 100 million a copy? Okay, so we just had the Air Force in here, and I said, what percentage of these F-35s are fully mission capable? And they said 29%. Do you have any basis to disagree with that assessment?
I don't have any basis to disagree with the Secretary.
So at 100 million a copy, 29% being fully mission capable, does that seem low to you?
It's a complex airframe, and again, there are a number of reasons why a platform could be not operational at any one given time. But
right, but I mean, how many?
Having said that, it is one of the best aircraft in the inventory.
The best aircraft in the inventory. Well, Mr. Secretary, there's a GAO report that takes a very different view. Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter the GAO report entitled F-35 sustainment costs will continue to rise while planned use and availability have decreased.
Without objection, so ordered.
It reads, costs to sustain the F-35 fleet keep increasing from 1.1 trillion in 2018 to 1.58 trillion in 2023. Yet DoD plans to fly the F-35 less than originally estimated, partly because of reliability issues with the aircraft. The F-35's ability to perform its mission has also trended downward over the last 5 years. Is there any of that in the GAO report that you disagree with?
I don't. No.
Okay, so how many $100 million paperweights do we own?
I would not categorize the F-35 as a paperweight.
Well, if it's not mission capable, if it's what do we just stare at it and admire it?
We continue to work to make sure that we get our aircraft operational and continue to and many,
I don't know. Don't you think at 100 million a clip, more than 29% should be fully operational? And if the fact that we can't get them operational, you know what Secretary Kendall said when he was sitting in that chair? He said the core root of the problem is that we had let Lockheed Martin build this thing, and then we gave Lockheed Martin the full system performance contract. And they keep bilking us, according to the GAO, and we sit around staring at a $100 million airplane that can't fully perform the mission, and you're sitting here telling me it's not a failure. Just own up to it, Mr. Secretary. Just say, this airframe has not delivered, it's too costly, it's not being utilized as we should, and we should never again make the mistake of doing a full system performance contract with the very person who built the aircraft. Could we agree to that?
I agree. In the future, we should have a different approach. I'm sure the Secretary.
Okay. Wait. So let me get this straight, right? And I'm just going to put it as an example. We're paying close to $100 million for one of these things, right? Just want to be clear. I just want to be sure that what I heard. We're paying $100 million for one of these things, just one. One.
Yep.
And you mean to tell me
they're not
that
even operational.
only they can work? They're not only 29%. Only
29%.
All of them. Only 29%.
Well, how many are there?
Good.
How many are there?
It doesn't even matter, bro. If 29%, I don't know how many. That sounds like, bro.
Even 29% of 100,000, that's still very low. If you're not even up to 60% on being fully
Did you guys hear the amount?
And he knows this. He knows this, bro. Like how Isaac said.
He didn't say no. He didn't disagree.
Yeah.
He didn't say you're wrong. He didn't say the report was wrong. He didn't say that Matt Gaetz was lying, okay?
Wow.
So
he didn't even try to
29%, just think about it. I mean, you figure, again, it's just percentages.
Imagine how China
100 planes, 29 don't work, okay? I'm sorry, 29% work.
Only work. Yeah.
Okay, and you paid $100 million a pop, and this is the thing that drives me crazy, guys. There was another video, we'll find that some other time, where they talk about the guy holds like some bag of washers.
Yes, I saw that.
And it was some absurd money. It was like $1 million bag of washers. Okay, probably get them at Home Depot. But anyways, I look at it like this, guys. Like, this is the problem with government. Again,
facts.
We just talked about them spending $320 million to build a pier for no reason. For the reason what we know is they're trying to get us into war.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking about $100 million per airplane and 29 work. And if this was the private sector, I mean, look at I run a department. I'm responsible for my P&Ls, which is profit and loss statements. Okay, we have meetings. I have to justify it. I have to go through my expenses. I'm on this trip right here. Okay, I'm in the private sector. I don't work for the government, right? I'm on this trip right here, and because I come from the private sector and I'm held accountable for my expenses, I'm looking at it like, I'm gonna drive. I'm not gonna fly. It'll save the company money. I rented a Prius because I'm like, it'll be cheaper. It'll cheaper on gas, so that way I don't spend as much.
You're saving the economy.
I'm just like that, right? I mean, we can afford. I can afford a better rental, and I could have flown, and it's all good. But my mindset is, I don't feel it's correct. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to be a good steward of the budget that I'm given.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to just go splurge on it. I'm mindful. Here we have the government, and this is how they operate. Had that been me, I'd have been fired. How do I go to a staff meeting and they go through my P&L and say, "Oh, you're spending, $100 million a plane, and we got 29 working." And when he's asked, "Should we do this again?" Well, we probably could have done. His response is, "We could have probably done something different. We could have done it differently." What are you talking about, bro? End it right now.
Yeah.
End it right now. We need to stop the bleeding. But it's not their money, guys. We've been talking on this podcast. I've mentioned it. It's the Matrix, man. We're the freaking slaves. We're the slaves. And we go back to where we started this podcast with our boy Nayib Bukele. He's talking like, "Hey, we're investigating you guys. You guys are out there stealing money, doing shady things. You're going to get held accountable." Look at what we're dealing with over here.
That's crazy.
These guys don't care.
Because we've fallen so complacent. Like I said before, we've been complacent into saying like, "Oh no, the government's got it. They can take care of it. They're smart. They who knows what to do with your money better than you do." So the fact that we just the fact that we just let them do this, I like you said, the president of El Salvador, like they do need to be investigated. The fact that we haven't stopped this, and I remember I know that video that you're talking about, Isaac, with the washers. It was like $500,000 a bag or something like that. And I think it was Matt Gaetz that said, you know, oh, you can buy these at Home Depot for like $4.99 or something. But it just so happens that the contract that we have it with is the guy's buddy. So he contracted his own buddy to make those washers for the you know.
Yeah, there's connections there. Yeah.
So they have connections there, and it's ridiculous because it's like, how does that not spark something in your head to be like,
money talks.
That's kind of weird. Why are you giving your buddy $500,000 or, you know, per bag, and we're buying 10 million bags, and, you know, he's making them for cents on the dollar? Like that already in itself, that should have been investigated from the get-go, but our government just doesn't care. You know, most of them are just there to get paid and retire out, bust a Nancy Pelosi, make billions of dollars, and then just be like, all right, cool, deuces,
Mitch
I'm out.
McConnell, 16 million.
So, you know, I think that this whole system is just, it's almost beyond repair, man. And it's so frustrating because we talk about it, and, you know, we have other people out there that talk about these kinds of situations. You know, you have all these people on the right, you know, that ongoing, they've been doing this for a lot longer than we have, right? We've just jumped on this podcast not too long ago, and we're seeing this. But the fact of the matter is like
Eli stressed out.
I mean, who wouldn't be? It's such a stressful situation, man. Done, it's, you know, we keep spending money. We keep, like you said, we're like the Matrix right now. We're getting bled dry, and we just keep feeding to the machine. We keep paying our taxes. We keep going about it and saying, oh, well, let's just pay more taxes, and maybe we can eventually rise up and buy our own homes and buy our own cars and buy this. But we can't, because we're consistently under the thumb of the government to say, hey, we want more of your taxes. We want more this year. We want more because you made more as a single person. We want more because you made more as a family. Like, dude, eventually we have to stop, and eventually we have to say, you know what, enough is enough. Stop taxing the crap out of me, or we're gonna have another freaking revolution, you know, like way back when.
Careful.
I know. Maybe I take that back. It was a hypothetical.
I'm gonna say it like this, bro, and this is the last. This is the last for me. I'm gonna call it quits for the podcast for this episode. But this is the last thing I'm gonna say. If you still believe that the left is in your honest favor, like how we're seeing, how you have the liberals, how you have the liberals saying that we trust this government, but you just heard that video how these people are handling your money, our money, bruh. Like, people need to realize the Constitution is clear. This is our money, and they, like, you said it earlier, the best person to handle your money is you, bruh. And we are giving them this money, and this is what they're doing, bruh. At least I would even be happy, fine, if the Biden administration had 100%, or at least maybe 85% of our aircrafts to say, yeah, we got 85%, bro. We're trying to do better. Cool, that sounds better. But they're getting $100 million for one, and only 29% of I don't know how many of those things work. This is just to show you how they're investing your money. And imagine, that's just in the military. Imagine these politicians, bro. Imagine where they're putting all your money in their pockets, bro. Yeah, and this is what's crazy, is that people keep thinking, but it's funny. It's more from the left, because the left is this administration. This is them, bro. Alston Lloyd got in with Biden. And this is what people need to realize. This is the left, bro. They grab your money and they spend it. And then the worst part too is the investments they make don't make anything. It makes your pockets worse. So my statement, and I digress after this, and I'll keep saying it again. Trump doesn't have the dog like Bukele, bro, in him. He's not going to go after him. People, like he said, obviously you don't want a 1776, a George Washington type of status thing, but it's getting to that point, ladies and gentlemen, when you have government spending more and taxing you more than what they were getting taxed when George Washington was there. So all I'm saying is, fine, like Isaac said in the beginning, we're not here to fight against you, but just open your brain and think these things, bro, that this is not normal. Anyone who says, no, it's, bro, how is this possible and how is this happening? And with that, I digress because I'm done.
Yeah, you should have seen how many tanks were operational when we were running them, man. Like,
what year was that?
That was 2000, I don't know, anywhere in the 2010 and above when I was there. Like our tanks, like that was my specific job, is to work on tanks. But
My CrossFit coach told me that he was in airborne during the Obama administration, some helicopters were going down, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, the training
and
that
not
they
because
give
they
you
were shot
sometimes.
down.
Yeah, no, it's because they're wonky. A lot of the military equipment that they have, man, is just it's nonsense. And the fact that we pay all this money to have tanks, helicopters just be worked on, trashed, whatever the case may be. Like you couldn't run those tanks hard, and even if you did, you couldn't run them long because they'd be dying out. So the only ones that did work really well were the troop carriers or the MRAPs, which were the new ones coming in as the tanks were phasing out. But yeah, dude, we keep them on hand. They don't work. We work on them. They still don't work. And they're just dead inventory, and we're still consistently paying for it. So
yeah. So sorry, Eli. I don't think this episode did well for your
mental. Yeah, dude. I don't think
I think I'm gonna take a longer break now, bro.
You're gonna need a longer break.
I think I'm gonna come back until like maybe next year, bro. If we still have
I'll be back 2025.
I'm sorry, guys, but thank you though, because I didn't see these things. Like I said, I'm off the radar.
You know what? It is stressful though, Eli, because it's like a lot of these things that you care about passionately, and you want to make a statement, and you want to have people open their eyes more to the simple fact that this government as a whole, not just left, not just right, but as a whole,
all of them,
they're not doing anything for you guys. They're not doing anything for us. They don't care about you. They care about your money, and they're consistently milking you for each and every tax dollar until you can't pay anything. As far as you can't, until you can't afford groceries, you can't afford a new car, you can't afford a house. All of those things are out of reach. You got your new standard like freaking Hondas that cost $50,000, $40,000, and it's like, bro, it's a Honda. It's a Honda.
Yeah. So guys, this is one thing I've been thinking about, and we'll kind of have to try to wrap this up because we're going kind of long. I don't know. I think we started late, so we're not. Anyway.
Yeah, we did start late.
Yeah, but this I go back to. I throw fire at both sides. Okay, this is the thing that always frustrates me. So I go back to we were talking about Jim Jordan and how they could only do so much because all they can do is interview people, and they have no authority they have no enforcement power, right? Mm-hmm. But when you think that this is where the Republicans are responsible, because we have to remember that when a new president comes in and they're electing their cabinet, they have to be approved by the Senate.
Yes,
I think the Senate and the Congress. They go through the hearings, right, and they clear them up. Okay, good to go. They go through their whole questioning. They go to attorney generals, cabinet, every single one of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember this. The excuse also that they say, well, we don't have any subpoena power. It's the attorney general that has to do it. Well, guess who put the green light on that attorney general?
Congress.
You all did, right?
Yeah.
And see, this is what frustrates me. Is like they have these radicals that run and they ask them questions. They ask them questions like, "Hey, is there more than one gender?" And they're telling them yes. But yet when they come to vote, they go ahead and stamp their approval to go ahead and let them take these positions. Mm-hmm. So that's where the Republicans, again, it's they're like a controlled opposition, right?
Yeah.
So Matt Gaetz is legit, I think. I mean, the guy.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah,
that guy's totally legit. But we also have to hold Republicans responsible for when they have the opportunities to not allow some of these people to take positions. Because remember, we have a slim majority, but we do have a majority. Mm-hmm. They put the green light. They approve these guys. So now they're crying like, oh well, all we can do. It's frustrating, guys. And for me, I wanted to get this clip out there because, again, every episode we're showing examples of how our money is being mismanaged. We are being led into war. Again, like the guys were talking earlier, Trump didn't put us in war, and this administration is going out of their way to get us in war, bro. And there's no excuse they can give you that makes any sense as to why we're sending guys to build up here. We have no business there. We've talked about this before. Israel has the money they need, the resources they need. They can build their own daggone pier. We don't need to be supporting them. Yeah. So, there's no excuse for this at all, other than there's influences that are not good, people that are manipulating our government. The government no longer serves us. They're serving other people that are not, they have, their interests don't line up with ours. They want our money. We're getting sucked dry. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. And you know what? This war is going to carry on for years to come if it just so happens to pop off. And unlike all of us here, maybe except for you, Eli, because you're in your 20s?
28.
28. Okay, so you still have some time. But let's say,
sorry, Eli, get ready.
Sorry, buddy.
I'm probably gonna
but you know what? Like, again, that's not fair to him. And I look at this from a standpoint of like the younger generation. You know, I feel so bad for them because it's them that are gonna,
bro, that they're not gonna be able to get out.
Yeah, and think about they're gonna be drafted, and it sucks because all these families that are gonna have all these, especially the families from the liberal side of things. You know, the fact that they voted for this and then they didn't realize themselves that they got us into this in the first place. Now they're going to be the ones crying more to send their family or to send their sons, their daughters off. And it's heartbreaking to see because.
To your point, and that's this is the thing, man. There's guys that are going to get sent. This is how evil these people are. This is how evil. That guy, what's his name?
Lloyd Austin.
Whatever.
Hey, just call him Austin.
This is how evil. This is how evil. Like, say that guy is. The guy, you heard the man, okay?
Yeah.
They will probably get shot, and they're going to shoot back. They're sending these guys to build up here. These are humans. These are brothers. These are husbands. These are sons. Yeah. This could be your family member. I don't know if somebody happens to be listening to this. If they're family member of the military, this could be your family member that's going to be sent out there, and they know. There's no way they don't know that they are putting their life at risk for no justifiable reason. Mm-hmm. We have no interest there to build up here. It's not like they're going down there to save lives. They're not going out there to save hostages. You know, and this is the other part. And they wasn't asked, but do you really think that we're sending those guys out there and we didn't already send others for intelligence?
Yeah, nope. Exactly. Because they're gonna do their homework first, and you know it bugs me more, man, because I got my nephew just joined the Marines over probably a year ago, and just got sent out to Japan. But you know they place them in different areas, right? I still got plenty of buddies in the military that I'm close to. You know, I got another dude that I talk to from time to time. He just got back from a deployment. He's been on several deployments. You know, I still talk to a lot of these people, man, and it breaks my heart to see how their families are. And you know, one of my buddies in particular, he the one that goes off every so often. You know, he leaves his family behind. He leaves his wife for months at a time, dude. He has like I think 3 kids. That he leaves behind, man, every time. And it's once a year almost, damn near, dude. So it breaks my heart to see people like him that like are doing this for the right cause. And, you know, he's going and he's getting sent out. I mean, partially because he wants to, but, you know, at the end of the day, dude, like you're pulling from all these different kinds of people. And for what, man? For a freaking bridge? Like, come on, dude.
For a paycheck.
And people, up here. And the fact that you voted for this, it's like, bro, you're not sending your family, you're not giving up your livelihood, so it's okay because you're not doing it, dude. Don't care. You know, they don't care. And the fact that you guys didn't see this coming, and the fact that you guys blame Trump for potentially starting World War III, dude, this is the blood is on your guys' hands, bro. Plain and simple.
That's true. Hey, fellas. Well, hey, it's been a tough 2 hours because I know we a lot of us got our eyes open. At least myself. There's a lot to learn from our government, and I continue to learn. Thank you, fellas. I know this was a tough one today. Yeah. I know. Hey, Isaac is from Phoenix out there, man. Stay warm, brother. We'll see you here back in the studio next. Is it next week? Yeah, right.
No, the following. I'm off next Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. So he'll be back in a couple weeks. But hey, I got the fellas here ready to go, lined up, ready to go.
Enjoy your day off, bro.
Enjoy your time off and your time off, brothers. We'll see you guys here in the next episode on Unrestrained Podcast. So see you guys next time. All right. Take care. God bless.
God bless you.
Good one.
Take care.